Welcome back, everyone. We are back now with another Channel 3 exclusive, taking an in-depth look inside Connecticut classrooms. And this week, we're sharing the results of a one-of-a-kind survey of our state's public school teachers. The survey was done in partnership with the state's two teachers unions, the American Federation of Teachers Connecticut and the Connecticut Education Association. And tonight, we are looking at classroom distractions. There are a lot of them these days. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Courtney Zeller has more.
The majority of us have them, cell phones, but these are being brought into schools, which could be a major distraction for learning.
These Silas Deane middle schoolers in Wethersfield are texting away on their cell phones. Owning one is very much the norm.
Does everyone have a cell phone?
Mostly.
But their school has a cell phone policy.
Usually in the announcements, the principal will say, like, put the cell phone away and keep it in your locker safe.
We're not allowed to have them in our classroom or on us. Yeah, it's like a policy, I guess. There's a cell phone policy.
Can't have our cell phones in class.
Do kids listen to that rule?
No, they don't at all.
And when they don't, the students say it becomes a distraction.
Sometimes they text or they'll play music. They'll sneak in their headphones and they'll play music.
And for the teachers, it's no different. In fact, 51% of teachers responding to our teacher survey say cell phones aren't allowed in class. 38% say it's a major distraction that impacts teaching and learning. They tell us smartphones in school are the worst thing to ever happen to students. Students interact all day long with their phones. Parents call and message their kids throughout the day. Students in our school basically ignore the no phones rule, especially in the hallways, bathrooms, and CAF. They use the phones to coordinate fights pretty much on a daily basis. Phones are a huge issue in our school. Kate Diaz teaches math at Manchester High School.
There's no question it's distracting. There's no question that if something goes on, it can throw a kid off all day. And it follows them via, Instagram and Snapchat. They're constant messaging.
If there's not a cell phone policy at the school, some teachers tell us they have to get creative.
I give them the 1, 2, 3 warning. I very rarely have an issue with it, believe it or not. Most kids are very, very respectful. Oftentimes they'll forget. Like, kids are walking in the hallways with their phones, texting or whatever, and they'll get into class and they'll put it on their desk, and I'll just have to go, I just want to remind everybody, put them away.
But technology can be a hurtful or helpful tool when it comes to learning in the classroom. Lisa Cordova is in her 30th year. She teaches kindergarten at the Glastonbury East Hartford Magnet School.
There are a lot of apps now that can help students with reading. They light up the sight words as they're reading the story, so the student not only hears the story, they can look at the story, they can interact with the story, so they're able to use all modalities of learning, so that way they can understand what they're learning.
Here, kindergarten students have access to iPads and computers. In older grades, Chromebooks. For almost 61% of teachers taking our survey, they felt technology being used in the classroom is both a benefit and a curse.
They come in ready to use it. They know how to use it, which is amazing to me.
Amy Ferrier is talking about her 5-year-old students. She teaches at this Marlboro Elementary School. She says technology can be a challenge at times.
Kindergartners aren't always quick to solve their problems on technology, and as we know, technology doesn't go smoothly all the time. So it does take time out of what I'm doing to stop and help a student re-log on, or if the internet or if the wireless disconnects, to help them solve their problems.
Other teachers say students are not as savvy with technology as people think. They use it primarily for social media, but when asked to use it purposefully, they struggle. I believe that elementary, particularly primary grades, is just too young for the amount of screen time they are being exposed to at school. Young children today need to learn how to interact with humans in a kind and cooperative way before they interact with devices.
I think there's a fine line between using just enough technology and too much. It's not a babysitter for the classroom. They need to be engaged, they need to be problem solving, and not just looking at a screen.
We will continue this series all week long. Coming up tomorrow, the issue of government-mandated standardized testing. Teachers explain how it's affecting the well-being of some students. Courtney Zeller, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.